Hi everyone, welcome back to Memory Lane Crafts. Today I'd like to show you a project that I did using Close to My Heart's My Creations frame, bracket frame. This is the frame, excuse me. What I chose to do with it is I chose to make an insert to go inside. And this is what I'll be showing you how to do today, this insert right here. So I'll show you what the frame looks like before it's all decorated and stuff, when you first buy it. So when you first buy the frame, it looks like this. It's just white chipboard. It's very sturdy, as you can see I'm pulling it. It doesn't budge. It's very, very good. Now the backs here, as you can see, I have these tabs on here. This is how it comes. It comes with these corners and all the four corners here for added stability. What I chose to do is pop the corners off. I kept two of the tabs on, and this one I took the tabs off, right here. Now you can keep the tabs on if you want, or one of the corners on, like I did for this one right here. See on here? I left this tab on, this corner. So what I did is, using my Silhouette Cameo machine and Silhouette Design Studio, I had created I guess an SVG file to cut. I'm still pretty new to the whole Silhouette scene, so some of my pieces aren't exactly perfect, but they work, so I'm happy with that. So what I'm going to show you is how to make the insert, which looks like this. When it's not decorated and not put in, you have these openings on the side. I don't have the back put on, because you could also have it to where, you can have it as a see-through instead of having a backing on it. So let's get started. These are the pieces that you would cut out. You would get two of these pieces right here. Don't mind this color, this is the one I'm actually going to show you on today. You would have these two pieces and these two pieces. These pieces here are going to form each individual box in here, like this. Okay? So this is one box, this is another box, and these are two separate boxes. So let's get started. So after you have these all cut out, you're going to score them. And the way that you score them is, before I go into the scoring, I'm going to show you a little tip. I have my Martha Stewart score thing. It's not really a score pal, but my pal. At the 10-inch mark, you can pick anywhere you want, but I wanted it more over and out of the way. At the 10-inch mark, what I did is I took a blue Sharpie, hopefully you can see that, and I drew a line straight down into the well, all the way down there. This helps me line things up, because if I were to try to line, say something from corner to corner, let me use this piece, corner to corner, and I wanted to do it on here, the 5.5 mark. I don't know where that goes at on here anywhere. So if I were to do it at the 10 and I went the score straight down to the corner, I could see down here that right there is where it's at. Of course, it's not the best one to show, but so I know now I'm going to get a straight and a true score line right there. So that's just a little tip. So once you have your pieces cut, what you do is you're going to score. Let me see if I can bring this up to where you can see. See where this sticks out here? From here to each one of these divots these will be tabs, all on both sides. So what you're going to do is you're going to just line that up here, and you're going to line, see how you can see the blue in here? I don't know, hopefully you can see it. You're going to line it up just a little bit to where you can barely see that line. And you're going to score. And turn around, do the same thing. Move it over a little bit. Hopefully you can see, and my hand's not in the way. Then after you do that, you're just going to take the divots here and create a tab right here on this edge right here. So each of these divots you're going to line up and you're going to score, just like so. And then you do that with all your pieces. And here's a couple of the other ones that I had done. And I proceeded to fold them. So let me get this out of the way. And then what you're going to do is, after you have them scored, I like to take the edge that is beveled out, hopefully you can see that, not the side that's in, the side that's beveled out. Fold it towards that edge, like that. So you're just going to take them, fold it out, you're going to fold them together like that. Okay, once you've done that, you don't want to fold this to where it goes, the tabs go in. I mean, that makes a cute box, but that's not what we're going for today. So you're going to fold it in the opposite direction out, and you're going to glue this tab on the outside. The reason being is because when you glue this in, you don't want to glue this in on this side right here, because you'll be able to see that on the in your frame. You want to glue it on the outside so it's seamless. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm using Scotch Scrapbooker's 2-way glue. Love this stuff. It takes a little while to dry, so and you don't need a lot. So you're just going to put a little bit of glue here, and then you're going to line it up and hold that down for a few seconds. You just hold it and hold and hold and hold. Okay, and here you have that. Then I've done the other one. So both these boxes are two different sizes, as you can see. One's a little bit bigger than the other one. This one's the bigger one, this one's the smaller one. So I had already done them. And this one I had done, which is the bottom one, I had already put together just to try and save time. So this one gets put together like this one does. So what you're going to do is you're going to do the same thing, fold these pieces out, and then you're going to take your tab, fold them in the opposite direction that your tabs are going. And again, you're going to place the tabs on the outside, where the tabs are facing out. So you're going to put it on the inside like this, a little bit of glue, not a lot. Line it up, and hold it together. Oops, that's a little bit off. And hold it together. You see? You don't have that tab in there to where you can see it. It's on this side right here, on the outside. And you're going to do the same thing with this side right here. Glue that on this side. So you take your glue, put a little bit right here. And then you're going to, once again, line it up. And you're going to hold that down so where it can dry some. So once you're done doing that, you're going to have all 4 of these pieces right here. I'm going to do it this way, just, even though I think it, actually, the way you see it, so I'm doing it upside down, is like this. So these 4 pieces are what we're going to do next. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab your frame, and then you're just going to put this down here like this, and you're going to start by putting glue here on the outside of this. First, before you do that, you want to make sure you have the right square for the right opening. So you're just going to check and make sure that it's the correct one. Yes, and you want to make sure that you're not lining it up to where it's going to be off. Like this way, you can see it's off a little bit. I don't know if you can really see. But you want to move it around to make sure that all 4 sides line up with your opening. So what you're going to do is you're going to put a little bit of glue on each of these tabs. Like so. And please excuse my head if it gets in the way. I hope it doesn't. You're going to take this and you're going to line it up from that corner right here to each of the corners. Oh, my head did get in the way. Sorry about that. And you're going to line up as best as you can. Now with this glue, it does give you some wiggle room to be able to put it together, which is good because you want to make sure that you line it up pretty nice. Right here it just went off a little bit. Hold it down for a little. You have to turn around a little bit. Turn it around a little bit. And you know what? I think I put it on backwards. Nope. Just a little bit. Pull this down. I'm sorry. 1 second here. There we go. Scooch that a little bit and hold it down. Press down with your fingers on the tabs, just so that I can get a good adhesion. And you can see how it creates that shadow box effect. So what you're going to do, you're going to work your way around. You're going to do the next one, same thing. When I do it, I move this tab up and over so I can see what I'm doing. So I'm checking to make sure everything's good. I'm going to go around, glue all this in. Now I'm going to show you a little trick, how you're going to get your finger in here. You're not using your finger, that's the trick. I use the stylus. You could use a bone folder. You could use a pencil. Pencil works really well. You just want to make sure you're not putting the pointy. Well, you could put the pointy side in if you want, because if it accidentally writes on it, you're not going to see it anyway. So you're going to line that up. I have my stylus here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick my stylus in between, right here, and I'm going to press down onto my surface here, just to help it grab the paper, the glue together, so it gets once again a very good adhesion. Sometimes it takes a little while with this glue to dry a little bit more, but which again is very good with this kind of a project, because we're trying to make things precise and a little bit straighter. You kind of need that. See, here you go. We got 2 boxes on there. And I'm going to proceed to do that all the way around. Once I'm done, I will come back and show you what the next step is. So after you've done all that, and you have it all glued together, sorry, let me adjust this. You have them glued down, these tabs. All the squares are glued down here. Next you're going to glue down the tabs to each other. I've done this one already, and I've done this. So I'm going to show you what I did. You're going to put some glue in here, and you're going to hold that down using your stylus, your pencil, even an X-Acto knife if you have one. You're going to put that in this well, right in here, and you're going to use that to push up while you push down, and hold it until the glue adheres, until it grabs it and it stays flush. Glue on. Let me use this instead this time. Oh, a little extra glue hanging off. Put this in, pull it up, and pushing down. So you just do that. Don't have to do it for too long, but I'd rather do it and be safe than sorry. What I like to do after I've done all that sometimes is I like to turn it around, as you can see what it looks like here, and then I'll get my clear blocks, and I'll just do this. I'll put the blocks on here, just to hold them down. And then I'll take my X-Acto knife, my stylus, and go back into the wells again and press down, just to hopefully get a better adhesion. Get through all the sides. Here, I like to use this one here. I push down in here. Then once that's dry, I'll leave it there for like maybe a minute or 2. This is what you would look. This is what you get. Right here. Unfortunately, when I was gluing these down onto this, my camera fell and it kind of dented some of my wells here, which, you know, it's okay because it's just for demo purposes. So please excuse the wrinkles and the little bit of tears that are on here, right here and here, from that. So after you have that, now you have 2 options. One, you could cut out another one of these, and then you would glue that to the top of this, just like I did with this one here. So right here, I have 2 of the frame faces, and then I glued one on the top. So after I had it together, I would just take it and put it on top. Oops. Let me get it in the right direction here. And then I would glue it on top. Like that. Obviously you wouldn't have this double layer here. It would just be just one single sheet of cardstock. And I forgot to cut one out so I could show you. So this is what I'm doing for now. So you would do that. But since I'm going to be putting it into my frame, I just have my my 9" by 9" cardstock here. So I'm going to make sure that these all line up because they are a little bit different. You see right here, just a little bit. Make sure it lines up. Alright, so I'm going to take this and this, I'm going to put glue all over the edges here, making sure to get these corners. These corners are, oops, no glue came off. There we go. Corners are a little tricky sometimes. They don't like to cooperate sometimes. I don't know why. Sometimes they just don't. Make sure I get the glue in there. Close to the edge, but not over. Like too close. Wipe that off. Maybe that's why it's not coming off. There we go. A little close to the edge. I'm almost out of the glue. Thankfully, I have a backup. On the outside here. Right here in the corners. Making sure you get every tab. Put glue on it. Just like so. So, what I do with this is I eyeball it. Short some frame. I'll just usually lean straight over and do a quick eyeball of it being straight. Use my hands. Sometimes I'll even take out my ruler and I'll just line it up with the bottom here and then push that up against there on the side this way. And line it down here and then make sure I push that there. And there we go. So I'll do that. Flip it around. This is where this comes in at. Stick it into all those wells just to hold them down. Press down. And just keep pressing until you make sure that they're all attached. Get to the inside of the well here. Press. And then right in here, these tabs, you're going to use your fingers and press them down. Make sure they're down really nice and tight. Don't be afraid to press on them, put some pressure. And while you're doing it, I use my hand and I try to get on the whole thing and press down as I'm doing the outside ones too as well, to also help hold them down. Then after I've done this, I'll do like I did a second ago and take my blocks and put my blocks on top, just for some stability, pressure. Not stability, pressure is the word I'm looking for. Just for some pressure on it to help get the adhesion that we need, that we're looking for. And just keep using your fingers and pressing down on those tabs that are on the bottom, on the outside. This really truly only takes just a couple of seconds. It really doesn't take long at all. So you just keep on pressing. If you have to turn around, go ahead and turn around. Ain't gonna hurt it. Press it down. And then once you let this sit for a couple minutes, but I'm not gonna let it sit right now. Take them off, and then you have your insert for your frame. So you would take your frame. Now, I had absolutely no problem with this frame, with inserting it in, because when I did it, I measured it exactly to this particular one, and this one was actually very square when it was made. This frame, however, is not so square. I don't know if you could see it, but it's not exactly squared up. So when I made mine for this one, I cut the edges just a little bit on a couple of the sides, just so that it would fit in. So what you would do is you would take your frame and you would lift these tabs up. If you left the corner on, like I did on mine, you would just gently slide that in like that. But since I don't have the corner, I'm just going to place that in there. Lift these up here. Again, because this frame is a little bit skewed, and this is why I don't seal off the edges here, because I want to be able to pick this up and get these over it. These tabs also help hold this in place. And then you have your insert with your frame. Now if you want, like I did with my finished frame, I put a little bit of glue on the inside right along here just to help hold this in place. And then I would turn this down this way, and once again I'd use my blocks to hold it down. And then I would decorate, or you could decorate this before you insert it in here. But I would just insert this in to the frame before you decorate it and did all your beautiful artwork that you're going to do. I would make sure it fits in the frame first. If not, if it doesn't fit into the frame, like I said, just trim away at the edges just a little bit at a time on each side. Because if you can see here, you can tell that this particular frame isn't exactly square. You have a gap here, you have a gap here. And they're you know, it's fine. It doesn't make a difference on the finished product whatsoever. And that's how I make my inserts, and I hope that you make yours. If you are interested in the silhouette file and how to make this frame, I'll be more than happy to help you. Just please leave a comment in the comment area, and I will do my best to contact you. And I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Here's the finished one. So you can see them side by side. Well, sort of side by side. The frame's not big enough. Okay? Hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching.